Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is Egypt and the Muslim Brotherhood. And we're fortunate to have with us to talk about Egypt and the Muslim Brotherhood our resident African expert, Dr. LMadu1. And of course, Dr. LMadu1 needs no introduction to any of our audience because he's been with us on many, many occasions, and he's also with us at the beginning of this new season. And Dr. LMadu1, let me welcome you to the show this morning and to tell you how delighted we are to again have you with us to talk about one of the real issues in international politics today, and that is the situation in Egypt. And the topic I think we've selected is Egypt and the Muslim Brotherhood. And so let's have you to start off that topic for us this morning.
Well, you know, the Muslim Brotherhood has been at the center of Egyptian politics for the past 80 years. You know, most people in the Arab world and in the entire Middle East know about the Muslim Brotherhood. However, you know, with the ascension to power of Mohammed Morsi, who is a member of the Brotherhood, the organization has come, you know, into more scrutiny. People want to know who are they, what are they up to, where was it started, do they have branches in the United States or other parts of Europe, you know, etc., etc. But it's an organization that was founded in 1928 in the Egyptian city of Ismailia by a man, a Muslim cleric, an intellectual called Hassan el-Banna. You should know that in the 20s, the Arab world and the entire Middle East was going through a political and religious convulsion. By that I mean after the end of the First World War and the abolition of the Caliph in Turkey by Ataturk, the whole Islamic world was in disarray and trying to find its way. Egypt was no exception. After that war, there was a lot of economic and political changes that were needed. You know, secularization was coming in, westernization was coming in, modernization was coming in. Most of these things were anathema to the Muslims, and Hassan el-Banna and his followers saw it that way. They were opposed to a secular Egypt. They were opposed to a westernized Egypt. They were opposed to a modernized Egypt because they felt that the influx of Western influences would dislocate Egyptian society, not only economically, but also spiritually. So they started trying to find solutions to some of these problems. Egypt at that time was under the leadership of King Farouk, and Farouk's court was known to be very corrupt. So el-Banna was railing against corruption in Farouk's court, while he was railing against secularization and westernization, because he felt that westernization and secularization and modernization of Egyptian society will bring in what they call the twin evils of industrialization and capitalism, which he felt Egyptians did not need. So el-Banna articulated a set of guidelines of what he believes his organization would do. He wants a return of the Caliph, the institution of a theocratic one-party state in Egypt, you know, and also the Egypt should be ruled according to the laws of the Quran. To execute some of these ideas, he started, building a mass organization, through building healthcare centers, schools, feeding the poor, YMCAs. His own was called Young Men's Muslim Association, YMMA. That's correct. He formed all those things in order to get into the grassroots of the whole country. So by the time you know it, the whole of Egypt had cells of Muslim brotherhoods. And the more he built schools and hospitals and centers, the more people flocked to him, the poor people and all this, So his organization was growing so fast that by the 1930s, early middle 1930s, had about 500,000 followers, which was very outstanding in Egypt at that time. So he started transforming his organization from a religious organization to a political organization. The Muslim Brotherhood was formed as a religious organization, you know, anti-Western organization, you know. So in the early 1930s, he started getting into the political arena, started opposing the French and the British, you know, influence in the Middle East. Once the return of the Suez Canal, you know, started opposing the king and criticizing the king, you know. So there inevitably had to be a coalition.
Okay, Dr. LMadu, let's have this first commercial break, and then I think we'll get back into the same area that we're in now. And let us stop for this commercial break, and we'll be back with you following this very, very short commercial break.